We've tried a few different things over time, from these old hay spears for one, which look great but couldn't hold more than 50 pounds apiece. Then we moved on to this hay fork. It works really well and can lift up to 300 pounds, but it gets tangled on itself and can be a little bit difficult. And usually we were lifting about 175 to 200 pounds per pull. This is our favorite. It's called the hay sling, and it'll lift as much as you want to put in it. They're super cheap and easy to put together, and we'll show you how to do that today. We were able to consistently lift 250 to 300 pounds with this. It would even start to take more, but we were worried about the scary creaking noises that our hay trolley was starting to make.
This question came to us from Kevin Walmsley, who is working on building his own setup for loose hay. He asked if we could make a video walking through our hay sling, and asked us to share dimensions, knots, diameter of rope, etc. Whether you simply enjoy learning how old-style hay tools work, or are wanting to build your own hay sling, I'm going to describe both how we built our slings as well as some basics about using the hay slings with our trolley to put up loose hay. I will put the dimensions in the video description below as well.
So how does a hay sling really work? Because they just kind of look like big rope ladders. Well, let's take a look. First thing, you'll need to get a wagon. This one will do. You'll notice on the ends there are these vertical bars and they have hooks on them. And the point of that is you lay a hay sling down on the bottom, add in your hay, lay out another hay sling over that first load, hook in the ends of the sling here and here, add another layer and lay another hay sling and so forth. You end up with a pretty full wagon that has multiple loads to pull off at the barn. So hook in the ends of your hay sling to your trolley and pull it on up. As that trolley folds that hay together, it kind of makes it look like a big round hay bale. And at the bottom, you'll notice this rope. That rope is really important. It goes down to the ground. So once that heads into the barn, all we need to do is grab the release rope, pull it, the bottom of the hay sling opens up, and the hay drops down flat onto your pile. We've just figured out this setup by looking at old drawings and trying things out, and it's working okay. But if you've got some ideas for how we can improve, go ahead and stick those in the comments below.
Simply put, to build a sling, you will need wood, rope, J-bolts, metal rings for the rope ends, and sling releases. Number 1. Wood. You will need 4 pieces of 2x2s cut somewhere between 4 feet and 6 feet in length. We sized ours just barely over 4 feet. The length of your boards may depend on the size of your hay door, your hay wagon or truck bed, or how much weight you think your trolley and truck should carry. Period ads show 4 feet, 5 feet, and 6 feet as standard sizes, and also show a few different rope configurations. Number 2, rope. This is for the sling and for the release rope. We used both 3/8 and 1/2 inch rope from Harbor Freight. Considerations are what style of rope do you want and what weight is it rated to hold. We like the appearance of the 1/2 inch sisal rope, which is rated to hold 275 pounds, but we've had breakages and have been mending it with the 3/8 inch diamond braided rope, which is rated at 600 pounds. The length you leave the rope is also dependent on how you want it to fit in the truck bed or wagon and how much clearance you need when lifting through the barn's hay door. Ours is 10 feet across.
Don't be like us. We just went to the hardware store and bought the rope that was cheapest and looked like it should be right. Turns out we got sisal rope, and it is a terrible rope to use. Manila is much better for these purposes, since the sisal is prone to breaking and is terrible for knotting.
Number 3, you'll need J-bolts. You size these to fit your rope and to go through the board. You'll need to drill 1 hole all the way through for the bolt to fit through, and a second hole partway through for the nose of the bolt to fit in, which lets it draw down tight on the rope and holds the boards in place. So either trim your boards to make sure that you don't have to countersink the bolts, because that's a pain if you have to get in and tighten it. This one is good, just easy to tighten straight to the board. Number 4, metal rings for the sling ends that will clip into the hay sling pulleys. I got our metal rings at North 40 for about $2. This is a 3.5 inch ring, which works in place of the hay sling specific metal end rings. As for knots, once it reaches the end, I mostly just tied it around this ring so that it's at the right length and so I get any excess just out of the way. No particular style knot, just something that won't slip. Number 5, a sling release is an absolute must. We have a Boss and a Hudson. They both work equally well as long as you make sure the release rope is free and pointed downward when you lift the hay. There's a short release rope tied to the sling release itself, and we hook this to a longer release rope with a carabiner that we move between slings. Makes the ropes much more manageable for us. HeyTrolleyHeaven.com is an excellent resource. There is also an active Facebook group, and they can answer most questions you might have.
Hi, I'm Simon.
And I'm Heather, and we call this Cozy Cow Farm.
We're not really farmers.
But I'm a farmer.
We just bought the farmhouse with the land,
Got some chickens.
then we added some cows. And we're still trying to figure out what we're doing. So subscribe to join us on our journey of trying to learn this.
Or comment and let us know what you'd like to see.